I spent 40 years on both sides of the piano industry as a teacher and as someone who's worked closely with piano teachers for decades. And there's something about traditional piano instruction that I have never heard anyone say out loud. I'm going to say it today. Welcome to Living Pianos. Robert Estrin here, and today I want to talk about something most piano teachers will not tell you, and that many of them may not even know themselves. The way piano is traditionally taught may actually be slowing your progress, not because teachers are bad people, but because of the structure of the industry, the incentives built into it, and methods handed down over a century that have never really been questioned. Today, let's question them. Let me start with something that seems obvious once you see it. Piano lessons are sold by the lesson. You pay for an hour, you come back next week, you pay for another hour. Now, here's the question nobody asks. In what other professional service industry is the provider's income directly tied to how long the process takes? Think about it. A doctor earns money if you stay sick longer. A lawyer earns more if your case never resolves. A personal trainer earns more if you never quite reach your goal. Now, most doctors, lawyers, and personal trainers are good people who genuinely want to help you, but the incentive structure exists. Whether or not any individual chooses to exploit it, piano instruction is identical. A student who progresses quickly and reaches their goals in let's say, 2 years is less financially valuable to a teacher than a student who makes modest progress over 10 years. I'm not saying your teacher is doing this consciously. I'm saying the structure exists and it shapes everything. What gets taught, what gets emphasized, how progress is measured, and what a good lesson looks like. Now here's where this gets specific. Walk into any beginner piano lesson in America and you'll almost certainly encounter a method book series. These are not bad materials, but here's what they are designed to do. Provide a structured, pace-controlled, teacher-guided curriculum that takes years to complete. Here's what they're not designed to do. Get you playing music you actually love as quickly as possible. I actually have a very different approach, and I've had it for decades. And I believe the most important thing you can work on at the piano is repertoire, real music you genuinely love, not just exercises, not just scales for their own sake. Not page 47 of book 2, the piece that made you want to play the piano in the first place. Here's the thing. When students are playing music they love, they practice more, they engage more deeply, they return to it willingly instead of treating practice as a punishment, and they improve faster. This is not controversial. In learning science literature, you'll see it all the time. Intrinsic motivation is the most powerful driver of skill acquisition we know of. And yet, the standard lesson model systematically replaces intrinsic motivation with external structure. Now, I want to be careful here. I don't want you to go walking away thinking piano teachers are the problem. That would be wrong, and it would be deeply unfair to thousands of extraordinary teachers I've known. The problem is when teachers have been trained to do and what the market rewards. The best teachers I've ever encountered, and I've known hundreds, maybe thousands, share one characteristic. They adapt constantly to the individual student in front of them. They throw the method book away when it needs to be thrown away. They introduce real repertoire as soon as possible. They measure progress and joy, and engagement, not by what page or what book the student has reached. The question to ask your teacher is not, am I making progress? The question is, can I play anything I actually love yet? And if the answer after 6 months of lessons is no, that is worth serious consideration. Here's the other thing. Traditional instruction consistently gets wrong, overemphasizing practice quantity and underemphasizing practice quality. Did you practice this week? How many minutes did you practice? That's the wrong questions. The right questions are, did you engage deliberately with one specific passage that was difficult? Did you isolate the bar that's not working and repeat it with full attention until something changed, then connect it smoothly from the previous section? That is what practice actually is. 30 minutes of that is worth more than 2 hours of running pieces from beginning to end, which is what most students following most traditional instruction actually do. I've watched students practice diligently for years and plateau. I've watched students practice intelligently for months and leap. The difference was never the clock. It was what they were doing with their attention. By the way, if you're a piano student, a piano parent, or someone considering lessons, I want to keep this conversation going. So subscribe to the channel. This is livingpianos.com, your online piano resource. Next week, I'm going to go deeper into exactly what effective practice actually looks like, the specific techniques that separate students who plateau from students who have breakthroughs. Here's my honest verdict after 4 decades in this industry. Most piano lessons are not making you worse out of malice or incompetence. They're making you worse because they're optimized for the wrong things, for teacher security, for curriculum completion, for the appearance of structure rather than the experience of growth. Now, here's the really good news. Knowing this is your advantage. You can ask better questions of your teacher. You can push toward the repertoire you love. You can demand that your lesson time be spent on what you actually moves you forward, and you can evaluate your own progress, not by how far through a method book you've gotten, but by whether you can sit down at the piano and play something that means something to you. That was always the goal, wasn't it? The instructor just forgot about it somewhere along the way. I'm Robert Esch, and don't be afraid to comment here. I'd like to hear from teachers, students, everybody, and I genuinely want to hear from everyone. Leave it here in the comments at livingpianos.com or on YouTube. Let's have the conversation the piano world needs to have. We'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me.